Hello, people, and welcome to our episode 1 of TELEVERSE Reviews Beavis and Butthead, Season 2. Which is confusing because it's the new Season 2, not Season 2 from back in the day. It started today, and we are talking about it. But before we get into it, how are you? TOMYE, my co-host.
Yeah, not bad, man. Don't know what was going on with Paramount Plus. I don't know if anyone experienced the same fucking issues I fucking had, but I saw they got loaded up at like 5, like just before 5 or whatever, and it was labeled as season 2, episode 1 and 3. I don't know why. And then I was like, cool, they're up. So I'm gonna cook some dinner, and then I'm gonna like eat my dinner and watch these movies, these episodes, and then lo and behold, cook my dinner, sit down and watch the episodes, and what fucking happened? Episode not available anymore. Or wasn't available at all, but they have to have been because I downloaded them. What a nightmare, man. Like,
it's never easy.
Dude, I don't think every time we've had to do a review, like whether it's The Last of Us, whether it's Beavis and fucking Butthead, I'm always struggling with streaming or just dead torrents. It just sucks. Anyway, it was good to watch Beavis and Butthead again. What about you?
I agree. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was good to have. Has it been a year? It doesn't feel like it's been a year, but I don't know.
I checked. I think our last review or like our like reaction to the trailer was 8 months ago.
So it was less than a year then. There we go.
So what I reckon was the case, right, was that because I was wondering about this myself. I was looking at it. I was like, there's no way this has been a year. This was pretty quick turnaround. The only way I can see that happening the way it happened is he had the whole first season done. He gave it into Paramount Plus for approval. They were like, yep, released it onto streaming sites and had like their service, and he'd already started on season 2. You know what I mean? Like that's the only possible way that he could get this done. But I also think that with the advances in technology with like computer power and animation and stuff, and also the fact that he doesn't have to like do a full 22-minute block of story where he does the like, sitting on the couch and he's reacting to the whatever they're watching on the TV. I think that buys into a lot of like the time that would spend normally on a normal episode. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that definitely would help. And also the fact that it's broken into 2 episodes within one. It's not one long 20-minute thing.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying too. Sorry, it looks like I'm fucking grabbing something, man, but I swear to God, man, there's this fucking like tiny bug, just like flying in my fucking retinas. You know what I mean? So I'm, like trying to grab it and shit. But anyways, yeah, like when you think about animation takes time. Animation costs money, a lot of money. It's weird though because like that's what they say on like animation costs money and it's expensive and it takes a lot of time. But then you see someone like South Park who can knock out an episode in a week. So it's like I don't know, man. It just depends like how much he had in the canon, how many ideas he had. Like, did he write many scripts? Like, did he write over many scripts, or did you just write like a rough outline and then like? I don't know, man. Like, it's Mike Judge's creation, so maybe he's got a better way of doing it. Or, as I said, had it already done, sort of, ready to go. I mean, it's kind of crazy when you think about it, though, because we got season 1 and we got the new movie, and now we got season 2, and that's in a very short space of time. So yeah, it is pretty impressive either way.
Absolutely.
And what did you think of these episodes? Did you think they were strong? Did you think they were a weak start? What did you think?
I much preferred the second episode. I think it was a lot stronger. Like, not that the first one was bad, but it wasn't peak Beavis and Butthead, I don't think.
No, it wasn't. I mean, there were some parts in the first episode that I really liked. including so, yeah, we haven't been into this stuff before, you know. We're getting into it. We're hard into it. He's like, oh yeah, well, I wasn't into this sort of stuff since until Ronald Reagan, and he's just like, oh yeah, was she a slut? I was dying from that, bro, because I was just like, it made no sense, like any of it. Like it was so, oh yeah, is she a slut? There were some parts that made me like laugh out loud in this, and that's what I love about this show, man. Is like people don't give it a shot anymore because they think they know what it is about from the 90s, and I still feel as if the show has come a hell of a long way in terms of like how hard they hit and how funny they are, and like how smart. I know it sounds weird me saying this, but how smart the episodes have gotten compared to what the 90s episodes were all about. I don't know if you agree.
I definitely agree with you there. They've kind of adapted a little bit and matured, and
Yeah, and that's what I mean, man. Is like people go, that's just stupid, or it's like that's just stupid humor, and it's like, yeah, but it's not, because it's done in a way that's clever. You know what I mean?
absolutely.
And it's really hard to pull that off. Like it's very easy to make Beavis and Butthead just like one note jokes of being like no layers to them and sort of being like, well, they just make the do it jokes or whatever. You know what I mean? But there's also a part of it that is like, no, they actually have heaps of layers to each personality in the characters as well. Like now, like it's not just shock and stuff. It's like they do have sort of an underlying personality underneath that Beavis and Butthead skin, which is kind of weird. Like I feel like Beavis is sort of like the go along person that just goes along for the ride and does not really understand the ramifications of what they're doing. And Beavis and Butthead is the same, but he's the bad influence.
Yeah,
You know what
absolutely.
I mean? So he doesn't understand the bad ramifications either of what they're doing, but they're his ideas usually. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I feel like Beavis is more like the tag along lackey, and Butthead's like the leader. But I also feel like they're just as dumb as each other. But Butthead is still the bad
influence.
Yeah. I don't know if that makes sense, because like you'd be like, well, if they're both stupid, are they really both, you know, bad? But it is always Butthead that's like, go shoot this thing or go try this on, and Beavis like, yeah, cool, you know. I also did like in the first episode, if we're going to talk about, you know, order, I did like, oh wait, it was the second episode, wasn't it? The hunting.
Yes, that was the second half of the second.
The problem is, because I went to watch them on Paramount Plus, and as we just spoke about, they weren't available. I'll check for you in a minute if that's changed, but I don't know what happened. So I went to download them, and they're listed as episode 1 and episode 3 on Paramount Plus. But when you download them, it's episode 1, episode 2. And the problem is that fucked all my shit up already. And then to top it off, I tried downloading them in order, and the second one finished before the first one. So I had to watch the second one before the first one. So I'm getting all fucking confused now on my orders. You know what I mean? Like it's just all shenanigans, you know? So hunting was second episode, yeah?
Yes, correct.
I do like on the hunting episode. Wait, first episode or second? Wow.
Hunting was the second episode.
Yeah. So I do like on that episode how it's just like, we want to shoot the gun constantly, like to Arnold. What did you think of Tom Arnold's war stories?
I like that. I like that a lot. That was it almost had, in the way it delivered itself, it almost had a Ren and Stimpy vibe. It wasn't like the usual cutaway to a music video or whatever. It was a little short snippet with one of the characters. I like that a lot. It was different, and I want to see more of it.
It was different. I do like how he just tells his shit story. You know what I mean? There was some great.
And everyone on the boat died.
Yeah, and then he's just like, and that's a story for next time. You know. And man, there was some good lines in this episode too. Like I like Beavis when he's like going to become an old dude because they want to buy beer or whatever. I like when they're standing at the counter and they're just like, something to wash it down. You know what I mean? The guy's just like, what is it? Are you 18? You, sir? Do you guys have any money? Do you, sir? And then when they're just like, outside and you like smacks him with the fucking thing, my back! And he's like, when he's spray painting his hair, and he's like, Butthead, it kind of smells like it's dizzy. Man, there's so many people that I'm like, have you seen the new season of Beavis and Butthead? When I was talking about the previous season to this season, and like last year's one, and everyone, there's so many people out there that are like, that show, fuck that show. You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't think you, I don't know, man. Is it like people are too stupid or people are too uptight? I don't know which one it is.
They think they're adult now when they're really not.
Look, man, whatever you say about Beavis and Butthead, the one thing you cannot say is that it's shit and boring if you have no idea what the show really is. You just kind of got to know it through mainstream media or whatever, you know?
That's what gets me, though. They'll say, Beavis and Butthead, but then they'll talk about Family Guy or South Park, especially Family Guy. Family Guy is not much more sophisticated than Beavis and Butthead.
Dude, Family Guy is, I'd say, less sophisticated in my books because Family Guy, again, it's just cutaway jokes majority of the time. It is nothing to do with the actual synopsis of that fucking episode. You know what I mean? Like, it's just nothing relevant. Whereas Beavis and Butthead still have the funny situation and the jokes to back that situation up and like kind of justify having the episode there. You know what I mean? I feel like Family Guy is, if you were to put all the cutaway jokes from like every episode in just a fucking like a fucking montage, you know what I mean? I feel like you would get what Beavis and Butthead do with the music video clips in one episode. You know what I mean? Like, and yeah, that's the thing I really hate too, man. Is like people always are like, South Park fucking gave Harry and Meghan shit, and everyone's like, oh, well done, South Park. And then Beavis and Butthead come out, and everyone's just like, that show's stupid. And they're like, South Park's awesome. Beavis and Butthead's awesome. I'm not such a proponent for Family Guy being awesome. I liked Family Guy. I went through a phase I really liked it. Like I had all the DVDs and I would watch like marathons of it and shit. But like I got so over it very quickly. And it was the same with American Dad. It was the same with the Cleveland show. Like anything Seth MacFarlane does, I feel like really just gets boring. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, there are some great Family Guy jokes. Don't get me wrong. Like the shut up Megs. Like all the Meg jokes are great. You know what I mean? Like, but that's all again, like very not substantial to the plot points. It's just a Meg joke, you know? Whereas Beavis and Butthead is like, Mike Judge, you can tell, goes, all right, we've got these two delinquents. They don't want to learn. They hate school. They just want to score. They laugh at stupid dick jokes. They can't stop laughing. Like, that's their trait. But, like, let's put them in situations that you'd never want to see these two kids in, you know, like hunting or fucking trying to get them to meditate and then they over meditate because they're really fucking good at it and like beat Jesus at meditating. You know what I mean? Like, these are all situations you don't want to ever see these people in because of the authority that they don't show in any situation. You know what I mean? They just like have no sense of right, wrong, which direction, intelligent, not intelligent. You know, it's just like they're a mess. You know, I mean, do you remember like the last season when they were like thinking they were time traveling and all they were doing is just walking the state border?
Yeah.
And like Beavis has got a broken arm and they're just walking around the sign. He's like, don't worry, we'll just go back in time before he broke it. They're just like the stupidest of stupid. And that's what I fucking love about it, man, is that it's like, I was reading stuff about it today because I was like, when I saw the episodes weren't available on Paramount Plus, I was like, what the fuck? So I like Googled what the fuck is going on. And this bug is back in my retina. I'm sorry. I went to Google what's going on with Paramount Plus and I was like, Beavis and Butthead. And then it came up with like reviews of like the new season or from last year. And they were like, Beavis and Butthead is funny if you can manage to shut your brains off sort of thing. And I totally agree. If you've got that silly sense of humor that you're just like, oh man, it's so fucking good. Like it's just dumb. It's so dumb, and I love it. There is no there isn't. You don't have to think too much about Beavis and Butthead. You know what I mean? It's not like jokes that really you have to think hard about. But that's the beauty of Beavis and Butthead, and I think Mike Judge encompasses that really well.
Absolutely.
So I mean, what are your hopes for this season? Are you hoping like how many episodes are you hoping for? I mean, I know we're not going to get 2 episodes every week. I know we got that last season 2, and I was like, oh man, we're going to get 2 episodes a week, like 2 full-length episodes. Both, as we know, episodes are cut into 4s, so like 2s. So it'll be 4 episodes, kind of, if you want to include that each half of the episode is 2 episodes. But yeah, like we're not going to get that every week. Next week it's just going to be back to 1 episode. And we're going to get that all the way through. I think we got like maybe on the finale we got the last 2 or something too.
I think maybe
something like that. But yeah, like, are you hoping for a longer season? Are you hoping for about the same? What?
I'm hoping for a bit longer, and I'm curious to see where it goes. It was interesting. It feels like episode 2 felt like it should have been episode 1. With the punch it kind of had to it. Like,
yeah, that's what I think too, man. And that's why I think that he's smart for doing this, because you release 1 episode, it lets people sit cold with, they get cold pretty quickly and they don't think to watch again like the next week. Whereas if you put at least 2 out, and this is the exact opposite problem I think that we are having right now with the same review thing we're doing for our other TELEVERSE show, Digman, which is that Digman came out with a 20-minute episode and didn't hit hard. Like, it was funny, it was great, but it wasn't enough to like draw you in unless you have a regimen to watch this thing, which is like what we have because we're doing a review for it. Like, if we didn't have that review for it going, do you think like you'd be back to watch Digman again the next week?
No. I don't think so. Like,
no, because you'd forget about it. And we're reviewing it and I'm still forgetting about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'll be like, oh shit, it's out now. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it's been out for 3 days. We better review this shit. And that's what I mean is like, I keep forgetting. And then it's like, Beavis and Butthead doesn't have that problem, I think, first off, because of the property and how long they've been around for. But I think the reason it keeps coming back and people give it another chance is because the views are so strong. Maybe they drop off a little bit towards the end, but releasing 2 in a block makes people just go, oh, I'm comfortable with this now and I want more, you know?
Absolutely.
Whereas Digman, as I said, it would have helped if they would have just released the entire first season in one go so that you had it all to dive into and not have to think too hard on if you like it or not. You could just let it play and see how you go. And I think that's the biggest negative about fucking Digman is the fact that, it's good and it has promise, but I don't think people are going to stick around. Also, are you surprised that this is the first, like, we were told he was going to do like a King of the Hill season. We were told maybe even like a new Daria and shit, and it's like, or something like that. He was working on a new adult comedy like show, but I'm not sure. So like, are you surprised that we got a new Beavis and Butthead season like after the first one and it got renewed, and B, that like he didn't do something else sooner before, you know?
I get the feeling he had this planned. Like, as you said, I think this must have been like in the chamber when the first season was coming out.
Well, it had to have been, man, because I'm telling you, there's no one that can turn, like, except for South Park, and I still don't think that they can sort of turn episodes around like that are, I don't know, would you say that, what would you say is higher quality, South Park or this?
I'll say this. Like, it's not super quality, but I think it's higher than although this recycles animation a lot, whereas
does it in the new season, like this season? Because I noticed that like they did that in the first season a lot from Paramount Plus. Oh wait, no, it was the 2011 season.
They recycled
the old moments from them sitting on the couches talking about shit with the television or the new stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't think they're doing that for the new season, though. It looks like it's all animated to exactly what is being said. It's not like it's like synced up weird or anything like they were on their 2011 one, you know?
Yeah.
So have you noticed any repeat animations or no?
Not heaps. So yeah, I kind of think there's some that like might have been cells that are already animated and inserted over something. Like when they're doing their dance and stuff, it's like kind of looks like that might have been taken from something and inserted digitally into the background.
I think it also helps, like, he's not reading animations at the moment too, that I think it's because they are doing a lot more with them just sitting on the couch now. It's not just them usually talking and sitting on the couch. It's like a mini story within a story, you know? So it's like every bit where they're sitting on the couch has its own sort of plot from start of couch to end of couch scene in the middle of a plotted story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which I think is really smart to do, like how we saw the whole throwing the bottle at the TV, trying to get it out the window and hit Beavis in the head or whatever, you know what I mean? We've had other ones like that, which is like the Beavis dancing and shit, you know what I mean? Just things like that where it's like they've done a bit more than just have to recycle animations. And I think that Mike Judge went into this going, well, if we're going to do it, let's like make it all look fresh and crisp. And I think it really needed to have that done to it, because I thought it was jarring with the animations from 2011, sort of cutting back to these old squiggly sort of style Butthead and Beavis drawings, like, you know,
Yeah, absolutely.
just didn't look as clean and nice, you know. And when you're watching a new season of Beavis and Butthead, you want it to kind of be completely new, not just like, well, we were lazy here, so we just did this and cost less money, you know. So
Yeah.
Okay, I thought before we give our score on this and thought we'd wrap this episode up, we would quickly have a look at if there's any cool trivia out for this yet. Because I don't know if we've done this for TELEVERSE reviews ever. Maybe added here and there, but you know, I don't think we've done it for TELEVERSE reviews, have we?
No.
All right, so there isn't much. So let's just read this out. After a tragic accident in the 1990s was blamed on a child emulating Beavis's pyromania, the studio forbid any further references to fire or Beavis's love of it in the classic series. The new series has no such restriction, and Beavis's love of fire is on full display. This is the first iteration of the show not to air on MTV. The original run, 1993 to 1997, and the first revival in 2011 aired on MTV, with the second revival playing on Paramount Plus. The original plan for the second revival was to air on Comedy Central, so even if it didn't go to Paramount Plus, it was never intended to air on MTV. The revival features segments in a universe where Beavis and Butthead did not go to space camp like in the movie Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe, and instead grew to middle-aged. Smart Beavis and Smart Butthead are parodies of the Watcher from Marvel Comics. From Marvel Comics. Marvel had published comic books of the original series in the early to middle 1990s. The revival continues where Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe ended with the duo being transported into modern times. Literally everyone they know is older and has changed except for them. Hey, have you noticed that?
Not really.
Now that's kind of cool, man. I didn't even notice that, you know. And then when you think about it, it's correct. You're like, wait, Anderson is older than he was in the older shows. Like, he's forgetting things. He's like not hearing as well. He can't see as well. So like, yeah, dude, that's trippy. But wait, yeah, because we haven't seen Stuart or anything, have we?
No, we haven't. Or Todd.
How old's Van Driesen?
Yeah.
Oh my god, this makes me want to rewatch the entire first season, because I'm just like, what? That's a whole new fucking layer, bro. That's what I mean. Beavis and Butthead is not stupid. All right, ALANNIS, carry away. What did you give your scores for each of these episodes? Let's start there.
What I'll also do is, for those that are tuning in for the first time now, what we do is I give a score out of 50. TOMYE gives a score out of 50. We smush them together in some kind of weird score sandwich and come with a final score. By the end of the season, we're going to give you an average for an overall rating of the season as well. So, without further ado, 2 episodes. So,
what did you give episode 1?
Episode 1, I gave a solid 37. It was good. It was a great time, but I don't think it was peak Beavis and Butthead.
I gave episode 1 a 40.
And episode 2, I think, picked up its socks a lot. I still not the best moments I've seen from these two, but still pretty good. I enjoyed it, and I gave it a higher 43.
And I gave it a really high 46. So with that and our powers combined, not only are we Captain Planet, but these are our scores. Episode 2 at position number 1 with an 89 out of 100. And episode 1 at number 2 with a 77 out of 100. Starting off strong.
Yeah.
Can't complain. So, Alana, before we chugga out on here, do you want to let people know what we have coming tomorrow night? Because I need to talk to you about this.
Yes. Tomorrow night, we are going to be in your living rooms again, live a little bit later, about 10 o'clock, somewhere around there, with the latest installment to the Evil Dead franchise.
Yeah, we need to talk about this. Now, I was like, yeah, fuck it. I'll go to the movies. I'll see this Evil Dead jargon. You know, I was like, I don't care for this Evil Dead jargon, but I'll go check this Evil Dead jargon out, you know. And then I watched the trailer last night, and I fucking hate you, Alan. I fucking hate you, man. Like, I was watching the trailer on my phone because I remember seeing bits of it and just being like, because I didn't think I was going to see it. So I was like, whatever, I don't care. And now I'm seeing it, so I was like, I better check this fucking movie out and shit, you know? And then I got up until the needle nearly went into the retina and where the cheese grater went onto the person's leg, and I went, nah, and just turned it off. Now, people might call me a bitch. People might go, oh, fucking, it's not scary. It's just funny and shit. Look, I don't hate horror movies. I've got nothing against them. I'm a fun guy when it comes to horror movies. I like my slasher movies. I like all that, man. But, like, when it comes to needles in eyeballs and, like, cheese graters to legs, like, I don't know, man. Like, it's just, like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't put myself in these situations. So it's not like I'm going to be scared. It's more like I'm just going to be, I don't want to see this. Like, I don't want my eyes to, like, see any of this. Like, if I have to, man, I'll cover them. I'll fucking.
I look over and just be like,
I'll be like this, right? I'll be like this. Wait, hold on. All right, Alan.
I don't like things in the eyes. Let me put the scissors right up to them.
Okay, yeah, no, this is not working because these scissors, yeah, are blunt. So wait, hold on. Ow. Okay. Ow. So like that just hurt my fucking eye because I just ripped my eyelashes off. But you know, so I'll be like this in the cinema. Yeah, I'll be like, all right. I'll be like this. Alan. Oh no, needles. No. Oh man, dude. Now it feels like someone like jizzed in my eyes or something. Oh man, what a key moment. You know what I mean? Like these are the moments you got to capture. Like Fuji, say Fuji. You know what I mean? Kodak moment. All right. So, anything you want to say before we get on out of here and I am put through torture in less than 24 hours?
Do you reckon it'll be worse than Tomb Raider or Assassin's Creed?
No. Oh man. No. Definitely not.
But on that note, folks, we will see you tomorrow night. Hopefully, it doesn't traumatize TOMYE too much.
Yeah, obviously you're like. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it, man. It's like, can we go back to Wakanda forever? Can we go back to Halloween Ends, please? Actually, no. Can we ramp up the Evil Dead a little bit quicker if we're gonna do that? No. Fuck you, Alan. Let's go see Evil Dead. Good idea. I fucking can't stand it already. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna come home pale. I'm gonna be like, sitting there with a chuck bucket, just like, and you're gonna be like, so Tommy, what do you think about the movie? And I'll just be like, and you'll be like, oh, okay.
When we were talking about it, it might have even been on film. You're like, it won't be too gory, will it? And I was like,
and you know what? Trust me to come into the series when it's like gone semi-serious.
yeah.
Like, there's no comedic. Like, dude, I want to see fucking Bruce.
Bruce, yes.
And his name is Alex. Alex versus the Evil Dead, man.
This is going to be completely different to most of his entries. They've taken all the comedy out.
Yeah, great. That's what I wanted. You know, no comedy in my fucking. I just want to go and have a bad time, you know. Can't wait. Can't wait for this bad time. Hey, Alan.
Don't worry, it's R-rated.
I call you. I'm like, yeah, my tire went flat. Yeah, my car won't start. I mean, no, my car won't ring. I mean, stop. Ooh. Workaholic. So good, man. All right, cool. So,
Cool.
all right, Evil Dead tomorrow night.
I may end up hating this as well, though. Keep that in mind. It's going to be one way or the other for me.
I'll be like, can we go? Can we leave? Is it over?
Is it done?
Fuck you, Alan. All right, thank you for watching, guys, and we will see you tomorrow with our Evil Dead review, and we will see you next week for our Workaholics review and our Beavis and Butthead review, and our Digman review, and our Evil Dead review. All right, let's get the fuck out of here, ALANNIS.